Welcome, Trainers Watts here, and I have to say, I am not the brightest individual because, I was thinking, like, wow, I keep playing Storm the Ladder, and I keep just DCing and losing because of it, and I can't do this. And I just realized that I don't have to do it live. I can play some games when my internet is more stable, closer to my router, and then voiceover afterwards. So is there like a pause feature? We can go previous turn, next turn. Okay, so he decides to lead with his Tapu Koko and the Alolan Raichu, which is, just like a cool lead combo. And I'm here with Talonflame and Salamence, and I'm like, let's get the Salamence out of here, because Salamence is not doing anything against the Tapu Koko and the Raichu, let's be honest. Talonflame should have protected here. I was honestly just thinking I need to get up this Tailwind, so I'm going to go for it, and if he fakes me out, so be it. But I really should have protected because that was an obvious fake out. Dazzling Gleam was pretty obvious. Not going to do anything to my Assault Vest Kartana. He just goes for the T-Bolt on the Talonflame. Again, there I was thinking protect, but it was a pretty obvious protect, so I was thinking, nah, he's going to predict that, and he's probably going to just double up into my Kartana. But that's not the case. So Kartana gets away with his life, but Talonflame does not. So the Tapu Koko goes for a U-turn here, switching into Salamence, which is a really good switch in here. Lowers my Kartana's attack, and I can't really hit it. But I'm just going to go for the Night Slash onto Raichu, but the Intimidate was fierce, because I do not pick up the knockout or break the sash. So I switch in Salamence here, and I'm like, okay, so I switch in Salamence because I know my Salamence is faster, because it's max speed, Choice Scarf. And I'm like, of course he's going to know to switch, because why would I switch in my Salamence against his Salamence unless I knew for a fact mine was faster? But he doesn't switch out his Salamence, which I found really weird. So I was going to Draco it, but nah, I was like, nah, he's going to switch to Koko. He's going to switch to Koko. It's obvious, it's obvious. So I just go for the Rock Slide instead. So that was a little bit unfortunate, because I could have just, picked up the KO on Salamence. But it turns out Rock Slide is broken because the Salamence flinches, which is perfect. And I go for the Smart Strike because, again, I was predicting the Koko coming in. So that would have picked up the kill. But anyway, I'm just going to stay and keep going for Rock Slides. It KOs the Salamence, which is really nice. And then Pelipper could potentially Ice Beam me. But I'm not really worried. I'll trade Salamence for Salamence. It's actually really worth it, considering he has Koko in the back, so Salamence is very good against Koko. And I just Leaf Blade the Pelipper and pick up the knockout, and I actually outspeed with only 52 speed EVs invested in this Kartana, which is really weird. That must have been a really slow Pelipper. Yeah, he goes back out to Raichu and Koko here, and I'm like, okay, this Raichu is really fast, so I just want to kind of maneuver around until the electric terrain goes away. And I know Salamence is faster than both of those, as long as the electric terrain is gone. So I switch out my Salamence. I don't care if Ninetales goes down. I just need the Salamence to be alive. And then I would have protected Kartana here, but I don't have Protect on it, as it is Assault Vest. So I'm forced to just eat whatever he throws at it. But that's okay. This is not going to do much. Then I'm thinking, okay, I just needed to do enough damage to this Koko for a Rock Slide to kill it. So I'm just going to play it safe. I can just let Kartana go down here. It's not a big deal. I'll just protect Ninetales. Make sure that it hangs around and, reduce the damage of Dazzling Gleam for my back Pokemon. And Kartana is still eating these Dazzling Gleams so well. But can it survive the Thunderbolt? It doesn't matter, because he Thunderbolt into the Ninetales, so this Leaf Blade is actually just going to pick up the kill on the top of Koko here. Which is going to seal up the game, because Ninetales outspeeds Raichu. So that was just, I don't know, really hacks game with that one flinch, but, it is what it is with Pokemon. But I also felt like, he played pretty well himself, and I believe I played well as well. So that was just overall, like, a pretty cool game. And this next one is going to be, I'm bringing my Kartana again, because Kartana is my boy. Kartana is my favorite new Pokemon. It's so good. It just, it does everything you need it to. So he leads with Melodic and Golbat. And I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Kartana and Mudsdale, which is awful for me. because this Mudsdale cannot take anything this Melodic goes for. So he actually withdraws his gold back, which is fine. It wasn't doing anything. And brings out his Arcanine, which is really bad for my Kartana. And I just go straight off with a Leaf Blade onto the Melodic and switch out my Mudsdale. But as you see in a bit, he's actually going to protect his Melodic. So this turn was really bad for me. He has the advantage on the board now, and I'm going to have to switch correctly, protect correctly, just get to a favorable position again. So this Arcanine is just going to go straight for a Fire-type attack onto Kartana. I'm obviously going to switch Kartana into... I was thinking, okay, so I have Mudsdale in the back and I have Arcanine, but, you know, the switch is obvious. If he predicts me to switch to Mudsdale and Water-type attacks, then I'm dead. So I'm just going to switch to Arcanine, and, you know, the competitive boost is going to suck, but I'd rather do this than just lose Mudsdale outright. Which, actually, now that I think about it, this would actually 100% kill Arcanine after the competitive boost. So that was a stupid idea. But he switches out Melodic, so it's all good. I got really lucky there. I don't know why he switched out Melodic. I guess he was scared of a Leaf Blade if my Kartana outsped his Arcanine. But, like, he could take that. It's not like it's going to kill. So I don't really know what that was about. He just goes for the Flare Blitz onto this Ninetales. But you see here that Aurora Veil is absolutely busted because I lived that with 17 HP. He takes some recoil. I don't actually know like what his game plan was with this Golbat, because his Golbat is doing nothing against either of my Pokemon. But at the same time, I cannot touch this Arcanine. Basically, my game plan here is, okay, Arcanine is really busted against my team. So I just need to get it out of here. But since both of my Pokemon can't deal with it, I gotta switch more. And Mudsdale can deal with it, but Mudsdale is scared of that Melodic. But since he switched out the Melodic, Mudsdale is free to come back in. And I just go ahead and protect Ninetales, keep it safe. And he goes for a good Toxic here onto Mudsdale, which is really, really unfortunate for me. That'll definitely be a nuisance if this game runs long enough. But now I'm thinking, okay, so he saw I protected Ninetales. Is he going to E-Speed again, or is he going to protect the switch and, you know, go for a Flare Blitz or something? And I'm thinking I can switch to Kartana, or I can switch to Arcanine. So if I switch to Arcanine and he Flare Blitz, you know, that's good. If I switch to Kartana and he Flare Blitz, I'm dead. But I decided to just risk it here and hope he just goes for the E-Speed, because switching into Arcanine just doesn't do anything. And he actually does go for the E-Speed, which is really, really good. And he goes for the Toxic as well under Kartana, so everything working out perfectly there. And this high horsepower actually just picks up the kill. So, you know, looking back, you know, going into Arcanine probably would have been safer. But at the same time, I really expected him to switch into Melodic there. So I wanted something to counter Melodic. And, you know, trading Kartana with the Arcanine, because if he did Flare Blitz Kartana, then he would definitely go down to the high horsepower. So, you know, trading there wouldn't be too terrible. So I was just like, alright, whatever, let's risk it. But he actually goes into Metagross now instead of his Melodic, which makes sense because I still have Kartana, so he actually wants to deal with that first. He goes for the Brick Break, breaks the Aurora Veil, but that does nothing to this Kartana because Kartana is insane. And here I go for the Smart Strike onto Golbat. I don't actually know why I did that. I guess I just wanted, you know, some damage on it, and if he switched, then I get that damage. But I was like, you know, this high horsepower is going to kill the Metagross regardless. So I might as well just, like, do some damage to the Golbat. I could have doubled up into the Metagross, but I really expected it to protect, so I was like, I'll just Smart Strike. I'll just get some damage. So now he goes into the Melodic. And I'm like, okay, I pretty much got this. I just need to play safe. And then I freaking misclick. Okay, so I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't need Mudsdale anymore. I can just, you know, attack with Mudsdale. It's gonna go down to Scald or whatever. But his Melodic will go down to the Leaf Blade, or, you know, do enough damage to where Ninetales can finish it off. But no, because I misclicked and actually accidentally went into the Golbat, which is horrible. But you know, I was also half expecting his Melodic to protect, so I was like, I can just Smart Strike the Golbat, but no, I just Leaf Bladed by accident. But yeah, I was actually completely content with just doubling up into the Melodic, even if he protected, because Golbat wasn't going to do anything. But here, I correctly Lethal Blade the Melodic, and it actually just takes it out, so that's totally fine there. And then here, I go for the high horsepower, in case he roosts again, and if he doesn't really matter. Like, this Mudsdale is useless now, don't need it, I just want the free switch into Ninetales. But yeah, he does roost, and this high horsepower is going to do a lot of damage, and bring it down into red HP, and then this Kartana is just going to outspeed this Golbat and pick up the knockout. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of this content rather than live, I'm definitely going to be doing live, continue doing live once my internet is stable, but as of right now, I don't really have access to it. So if you guys like this content where I commentate after the matches, then definitely let me know, and yeah, give me a like so I know that you guys are enjoying this and I should continue doing this rather than something else. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to see future uploads and check out my other videos in this series. Peace guys.